Once you've pressed Create Assignment, you will notice a similar form editor to the one that we used to create a folder. So I'll give this a name. I will put my directions. You'll notice I have some similar options as with the folder across the top toolbar here. I do have the addition of a link tool on the outside, so I'm going to go ahead and use that to link to some directions. I can also use the insert media to insert a link. The link here and the link here are exactly the same. They're just a little bit easier to get to right here versus having that extra click of the insert content. I have an additional option called tooltip in the insert content. I'm going to show you how to use that and what it is. So I highlight a word or set of words, hit tooltip, and I get a space here. So when a user rolls over top of that set of directions, in this case with their mouse, they will see your additional hint text that shows up here. I'm going to say, read these carefully. You would be very specific there as to what that should say. So now when they come here and roll over it, they'll see this help text, read these carefully, remember what we talked about in class. If I want to get rid of that, I can just hit that red X there and it'll go away. I'd also like to show you that if I use the insert content, image or media, and I go to from the web, I have two options now. I have image and I have media. Media is used for things like video, embedding a Google form inside your directions can be done this way. So you can embed lots of different kinds of items other than just a picture like I showed you inside the folder example. So I'll go ahead and cancel out of that. I have my name, have my directions. You'll notice that now I have some additional options underneath. For a scale, I have some presets like a numeric 1 to 100. I could do letter grading. We have a default secondary scale, or I could create my own new scale if I'd like to do that. I can give this assignment a graded category, which correlates to the gradebook that's inside of Schoology. So right now this is an ungraded assignment. If I hit that drop down, you'll see create new, and I'm just going to, for my own sake, say this is a homework assignment. I can also check that off as a midterm or a final. Anytime I see this question mark, you're going to see one of those tooltips pop up. So that's what a tooltip looks like in the live sense. I can go ahead and assign this again to all the sections, or choose that I just wanted to go to period 1, for example. But I'm going to leave this to go to all the sections. I'm going to say this should be due on April 15th at 11:59. And then along the very bottom, we've got some advanced options. So right now, submissions are enabled. I can allow my students by clicking this button to see one another's grades and compare themselves against their classmates. So maybe they got a 75 and that's traditionally not so good for them, but maybe that's the best grade in the class. That gives a little perspective if I enable those grading statistics. Right now, comments are enabled. What that means is comments can go to the entire class in a center section that I'm about to show you in the next portion of this once the assignment is created. So I, as a student, would be able to say, this assignment was really hard. The whole class can see it. If I don't want that to be there, simply click it, disable those comments. There is still a commenting section that will always be there for you and your student alone to have a conversation. So I'm the student and I can say to the teacher, this assignment was really hard for me, and that can go privately to the teacher and not to everybody else. If I have multiple courses to the right, I can copy this to some other courses, so I can just check this off, and it will also go to these other courses. And I can also do something called individually assign. I can assign this to a specific user or set of users by typing their name in this box. I currently don't have any users in this class, so nothing will come up here, but I'll show you that in an upcoming portion. I'm going to go ahead and create this and then show you what the student side of it looks like. Okay, so here is my folder. Remember, we created that assignment inside the folder. Hit the drop down. Here is my assignment. It will always have this kind of like paper with the pencil over top of it. So that's what it looks like from the teacher side. Let me switch over to the student side here and show you what that looks like. Alright, so I am back in Schoology, this time as a student, and I want to join the course that we just created. So as a student, I see the same things that the teacher sees. I just have less control over exactly where I can get to. I'm also going to go to the Courses tab at the top, and I'm going to hit Join. Notice that Create was here for a teacher. The only thing that the student sees is Join. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Join. That pops up a dialog box that asks for an access code. Let's switch back to our teacher view temporarily. So I come back over to my teacher view and I see that I have some access codes on the left hand. If I hover over those, I'll see which period those belong to. Remember, when we created the course, we named those sections by the period that we needed those to go to. That's why your naming convention needs to be really clear. So I'm going to add myself as a student to period 1. Coming back over to the student side, I'll go ahead and put that access code there and hit Join. Once I hit Join as the student, I can see all the things that are available to me as made available to me by the teacher. So I see the test folder. I can also click this caret arrow or click the name of the folder itself to see the contents of the folder. Here's my test assignment that we created. I'll go ahead and click its name. So I see the directions here. If I scroll over and click, I can see that link that was provided to me. And I'd like to show you how a student would submit an assignment. So you see they have submissions here. I'll hit Submit Assignment. I have 3 options: Upload, Create, or Resources. So if I have something on my computer, I can upload it by pressing the little File button here and attaching that to the assignment. So I'll go ahead and attach the Schoology logo. Here's that one portion that I was talking about where students are always able to give comments. If I'm a student, I could also create one right in Schoology. And then I would hit Submit to submit that. Or if they have something in their resources section, they can add a resource. So they've uploaded something to a different course that's in their resources. They can come here, hit Home, they'll see all their files, they'll click the one they want, click Import, and bring it in. I'm going to go ahead and use that upload that I had and hit Submit to show you what that looks like. Here's the student submission. They can always resubmit, so if I want to resubmit, I'll use the Create. Hit Submit. And you can see those show up in revision. The student can always click on those to see what it looks like. Here's revision 1. And here is revision 2. I'm going to switch to the teacher view quickly. If I come back into this assignment, Now, as the teacher, I'll see that Ryan submitted. Hey, Ryan joined the course. He submitted. Go ahead and click on his name. It'll bring up the submission. It always starts with the last submission that was made. So here's our revision 2. This is an example. If I click here, I can see the number of revisions that Ryan submitted. And there's revision 1. Okay, that's looking really good. I can comment to him. Only Ryan sees this comment. I can also attach a file. For example, if he didn't follow the format, I can reattach the format and the rubric. I can give audio or video feedback by clicking the audio or video. So that is an assignment both from the teacher and the student view. Next, we'll come back out and we will talk about links, files, and all the other materials that we can get inside of Schoology. So I'll click the Donnelly test 1516 title there to get back out to my course stream. Now that I'm back out on my course stream, I want to add some more things to this test folder to give out to my students. So I'm going to come back here and hover just above this time the assignment that we just made, because I want to add a file that I forgot to add before this assignment. For example, I could also hover right below it and add a piece of material right below it. I'm going to go above. We're going to do add file, link, or external tool. I'm going to focus on file here. So I have a set of notes for the students that I want to attach and give to them so that they don't have to take a bunch of notes during today's period. They just download that later so they can participate in the different activities that we have going on. So here I have a PDF. I'm going to go ahead and attach that PDF. Notice again, it goes to all sections by default. I can click the sections and check off which one or ones I'd like it to go to. I can also copy this to other courses if I have them that need it. Go ahead and hit add, and you're done. It's that simple. I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing with, let's say, a Google Drive document that you have on the web and you can't upload because it's a link. I'll hover between these two artifacts and go ahead and do the plus sign, add file or link. This time I'll choose link. Link or URL for this is going to be the share link that's on Google Drive. So drive.google.com / and then all that gibberish that they give you. If you press these little arrows, it will try to automatically pull the title of that web page. Sometimes the thing that it automatically pulls is good, other times not so much. Not to worry, you can always select it if it's not so good and type whatever you want in there. Again, automatically goes to all of my sections. I can check off that this time I just wanted to go to period 1. I have a few additional advanced options across the bottom. As always, copy to courses, but this time I see I can make this display in Schoology or display in a new window. So I'm going to give two different suggestions. If you are an iPad teacher, K through 4, that's going to be viewing your links on the Schoology app mostly, I would leave this as display in Schoology. If you're a K through 12 teacher that's going to be viewing this on Schoology on a web browser, Safari, Firefox, Google Chrome, I don't care which one it is, I would always make this display in a new window, because the default that kids have when they're finished with a window is to X out of that window. If you're displaying it in Schoology, they X out of the window, they've just wasted 5 minutes of your class time trying to get back into Schoology. If they exit out and you do display in new window, that's okay. They land right back in your course. So I would always make that display in new window if you're going to view this in Safari, Firefox, or Google Chrome. Let's do add. And there's my link.